This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 37. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem B'chakodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who were well. And peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I have an article here which was posted by the brother Shalomah, all right, from our church. Okay, and the title goes, The Top 10 Creepiest and Most Dystopian Things Pushed by the World Economic Forum. All right, and I haven't read through this article yet, so we're going to be reading it together. All right, but I did skim through it, and based on what I've seen so far, the only thing that I thought about, and with all the information that we've been hearing and knowing, all right, the end goal of these devils, okay, being that it will all fulfill prophecy, all right, which the prophecy we're talking about, the main prophecy we're talking about here is the MOTB, all right. The times that are going to be preceding the MOTB is known as the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, the time like never before, a time of pain, suffering, intolerable anguish, distress, all right, calamities, disaster, all right, and over the past 2 weeks or so, we've had a rash of so-called mass shootings, okay, which I believe through the Spirit that through these mass shootings, they would justify the reason why they should have martial law. All it takes is a governor to call upon the feds, all right, and say that the violence is getting out of hands and we need the National Guard to come in and police our streets. And next thing you know, you're going to have National Guard troops in the streets, and it's going to happen just like that, okay? And they will never leave. And as time goes on, when its time is right, they're going to storm people's houses, okay? As the violence gets crazier, they're going to have a reason, okay? A justifiable reason to escalate, all right, their force upon the American people, okay? And that is all through the wrath that's spoken of in the book of Revelation 12, verse 12, okay? So I have this article here, which I'm going to get into right away. But before I do that, I'm going to get another precept. All right, this is spoken of by our Lord Yahushai, okay, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay, and he's coming back, but before he comes back, we're heading into the time of trouble. Okay, that's going to be the catalyst, all right, or at least the commencement, all right, of the return of our Lord. Okay, because it's through these calamities that's going to make him come back quicker to come save the elect. Okay, to come save and deliver his elect. Okay, but I want to get this real quick. Okay, all right, so let's get this real fast. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 22. It says, For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And we're entering into those days. All right. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. All right. And that's why you've seen a lot of this shortage of baby formulas. All right. A lot of mothers, all right, throughout the whole entire country, all right, are suffering because they don't have baby formula to give to their children. Okay. And that's why Yahushua said, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, because it's not over. All right, the baby formula shortage is just the beginning, all right, of the pain, all right, for you women out there who are giving birth in the past 2 years, the past year or so. You know, you got women who are pregnant. You got women people who just got married, because they're oblivious to the times that we're in. All right, it says, for there shall be great distress in the land, all right, and wrath upon this people. Okay, so you're starting to see this heavy push for abortion rights, All right, all these different things that they pushing. Okay, when you really look at it, it's all to destroy, all right, the people, man. Okay, to create confusion, so much so that people don't even know their left from their right. All right, earlier today, my Eve was telling me that Congress just signed in this bill, all right, that allows for schools to be able to determine the gender of the children, starting all the way down to about 4th and 5th grade. Okay, and for them to determine your gender, all right, the so-called doctor or nurse or whatever in the school will be able to spread their spread their kids, all right, legs open, okay, and then be able to basically fondle the kids and open up their legs and stick his fingers up their vaginal canal, all right, and check to make sure their ovaries are there. I mean, weird stuff that's happening, man. Okay, all this oh, you've misgendered me, and you know, I don't identify as this, and I feel this way, so then I'm that. This craziness, man. The Lord said, "This is what the days of vengeance, because you done pissed him off." America is the oil, all right, that pushes the machine of sin. All right, and America is also the machine that pushes sin. She's the oil and the machine at the same time, man. All right. But Yahushua said what? But woe unto them that are with child, meaning those who are pregnant, and to them that give suck in those days, those newly mothers. All right, your new mother, you know, you just given, you have a child and so on and so forth. Okay, newborn babies and stuff. For there shall be great distress in the land. Baby formula shortage is a form of distress. Okay, let's look up that word distress real quick. All right, let's look up that word distress real quick. It says here, necessity. Isn't that baby formula shortage a necessity? It says imposed either by the circumstances or by law of duty regarding one's advantage, custom, argument. Okay, calamity, distress, straits. Okay, needful. All right, there's a lady who had to drive, was it 14 hours just to go get some baby formula for her child. You know, that's crazy, man. And gas prices going up like that. Imagine that. How many people are going to be able to sustain that type of lifestyle? For how long? So that's a form of great distress. All right, because people haven't witnessed or gone through this type of stress ever. All right, in American history, never. Okay, and if this is what's happening now, and the scriptures say it's going to get worse, what is possibly about to happen? Soon mothers ain't going to be wasting gas and time and money. They're just going to eat their children. You know, that's what's going to happen. All right, verse 24, it says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. All right, like I said, martial law. Okay, in the time of martial law, all right, constitution, your rights and everything is suspended. And FEMA has all the power. And guess what? A lot of people are going to die by the sword, meaning the gun. And shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Okay? And verse 25, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Okay? And that's what's happening. The World Economic Forum, okay, is the beginning of this perplexity and the distress of nations. Okay? That's what they're planning to do. Whatever it is that they're planning to do, we're about to read it right now, is going to cause that perplexity and distress of nations. Okay? So let's read. It says, when one talks about the global elite, one usually refers to a small group of wealthy and powerful individuals who operate beyond national borders. Through various organizations, these non-elected individuals gather in semi-secrecy to decide policies they want to see applied on a global level. I remember this years ago. We used to talk about these things, and people used to say, "Oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists." You talk about the Bilderberg Group and all these different things and how they're trying to take over the world with a new world order and all this stuff. You guys are crazy. Let's read. The World Economic Forum is smack dab in the middle of it all. Indeed, through its annual Davos meetings, the World Economic Forum attempts to legitimize and normalize its influence on the world's democratic nations by having a panel of world leaders attending and speaking at the event. A simple look at the list of attendees at these meetings reveals the organization's incredible reach and influence. The biggest names in media, politics, business, science, technology, and finance are represented at the World Economic Forum. So the same biggest names in media, politics, business, science, technology, and finance, those are the same people that influence people's thoughts and ideas today, especially through the media. Political ideas are pushed through the media. Business ideas are pushed through the media. Science ideas are pushed through the media. Technology ideas are pushed through the media. And finance information and stuff is pushed through the idea. Finance ideas are pushed through the media. Okay? In a form of what? Propaganda. All right? And whoever is behind it is in control of how people actually think. It's called public opinion. Okay? It says, according to mass media, the Davos meetings gather people to discuss issues such as inequality, climate change, and international cooperation. This simplistic description appears to be custom made to cause the average citizen to yawn in boredom. But topics at the World Economic Forum go much further than inequality. Throughout the years, people at the World Economic Forum have said some highly disturbing things, none of which garnered proper media attention. Why? Because they control the media. Okay? Through their money. All right? Through their power. Okay? The scriptures say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So everything you see, that's why the earth is out of course right now, because the wicked are in rulership. Okay? These people who go around wearing suits and ties and thinking that they're the biggest shit in the world. All right? Telling you how to live your life. And if you don't do it, you're going to face consequences. These are the wicked, man. And guess what? Their very actions are exposing them. All right? We don't have to come out and tell you who the devil is. You know, the devil himself is coming out and telling you he is the devil. It's up to you to find out exactly who he is. Okay? And what his plans are. Okay? It says, in fact, when one pieces together the topics championed by the World Economic Forum, an overarching theme emerges. The total control of humanity using media, science, and the technology while reshaping democracies to form a global government. Okay? And through that global government, they're going to have a coming worldwide reign of terror. Okay? A coming worldwide reign of terror, man. All right? It says, if this sounds like a far-fetched conspiracy theory, keep reading. Here are the 10 most dystopian things that are being pushed by the World Economic Forum right now. This list sorted is in no particular order because they're equally crazy. All right, number 10, penetrating governments. And these are words that the great Professor Klaus Schwab has actually said. Okay, and he said it back in, I believe, was it 2017? And he said, I mean, brothers have done videos on this. Okay, and I believe his very words were like something to the effect of that we are very proud, and something to the effect that we are very proud of what we've been able to do, and that we can penetrate the global cabinets and of countries with young global leaders, and then he mentioned Trudeau, and then he mentioned Macron, from France, okay, and so on and so forth, man. He said something to the effect of like they've been doing this for decades. All right, it's been decades in the making, and finally, they have, their puppets in place, in order to be able to strike. Okay. And striking sounds like a serpent, when they strike, and it's always going to happen at a perfect time. Hence, we have Revelation 12:12. All right, the devil coming down upon the earth, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, so it says here, the least one can say is that Klaus Schwab, the founder and the head of the World Economic Forum, is not a fan of democracy. In fact, he perceives it as an obstacle to a fully globalized world. In the 2010 World Economic Forum report titled Global Redesign, Schwab postulates that a globalized world is best managed by a self-selected coalition of multinational corporations, governments, including through the UN system, right, and select civil society organizations. This is the exact opposite of a democracy. This is communism. Okay, this is let me rephrase that. This isn't communism. This is a police state. That's the only way they'll be able to do this stuff. All right, having their technology to police the people. Okay, surveillance technology. All right, ultimately having that MOTB inside of people. That's the best way they'll be able to actually police people, man. They can monitor everything about you by having that device implanted into humans. Okay. Let's keep going. It says, he argued that governments are no longer, quote, the overwhelmingly dominant actors on the world stage, end quote, and that, quote, the time has come for a new stakeholder paradigm of international governance, end quote. For this reason, the Transnational Institute, which is TNI, described the World Economic Forum as a, quote, silent global coup d'etat to capture governance. You hear that? You hear that? So anyone who's in league or anyone who's, pushing for these people and their agenda, you should know what they stand for, man. And for them to be able to get this, it's going to come with a whole lot of death. Okay, a whole lot of death, man. All right, let's get a precept on that. There's a book of Luke chapter 21, all right, and verse 26. It says, men's hearts failing them for fear, all right, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Okay, what are some of the things that are about to come on the earth, man? And who's going to be behind these things? The famines, the pestilences, all right. We're talking that the technology that these devils are going to use in order to bring that order, that's going to strike a lot of fear in a lot of people's hearts, man. Robot dogs, okay? Super soldiers, all right? The type of weapons that they have. You got the DHS that ordered over 15 billion rounds of hollow point bullets, if not more than that. You got the CDC that just picked up a whole lot of ammo. All right, the FBI, the CIA, the NSA. There's over the DHS. Okay, there's over 22 different branches. All right, that's underneath the Pentagon. All right, and they're gonna use these people, all right, to bring about that order. You see how they're pushing this whole gun, situation. Everywhere you go, all of a sudden there's this riot, there's this gun violence everywhere, state after state, state after state. And I have a few here which I could just run off. Okay, earlier today my brother posted, it says, developing active shooter situation underway at hospital in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Okay, and then earlier it says at least 14 dead and injured in U.S. shooting. Right, these are just headlines. This was in Philadelphia. Okay, you have dozens feared dead after gunmen attacked Nigerian church. So now they included Nigeria, right? There's another one that says 3 people were dead and 14 wounded after a shooting near a bar in Chattanooga, which is in Tennessee. Okay, it's so much. It says it was chaos. 3 dead, 11 more injured in Philadelphia mass shooting. All right, there's so much more every day. Every day. Look, there's another one. All 5 people shot while attending a funeral in Wisconsin. Okay, and then you have the president of the country, Biden, coming out and saying that the Second Amendment is not absolute. Okay, so then they're gonna have to do something about that. They've been pushing for gun violence gun control, which will affect or infringe on the Second Amendment right, but then they have to have a reason. So that's why you have all these so-called mass shootings all of a sudden. You see how it works? It's called problem, reaction, solution. Put it all together and understand that everything that's happening is not by coincidence or by chance. It's designed this way for a specific outcome. Okay? It's designed this way for a specific outcome, man. All right? And tomorrow, I believe, is what? The 6th. So you have 6/6/22. We'll see. And that's, I believe, the Bilderberg meeting ends today, which is the 5th. And tomorrow is Monday the 6th. All right? So we'll see, all right, how the Lord brings more prophecies to pass. Okay? And I'm going to scroll through just to see if I can find some more regarding these gun shootings around the whole entire country. Okay? The whole entire country, man. It's just a whole bunch of mass shootings all of a sudden. Let's see if we can find some more. Right here. Multiple fatalities reported in active shooter situation in Tulsa and the hospital. Okay, a lot of these mass shootings don't even make no sense. Okay, they don't make no sense, but it's because it's designed that way. It's to overwhelm the people so that whatever solution, which will be the only solution, will be, oh, we need to have a new world order in order to stop the chaos. Problem, reaction, solution, ordo ab chaos. Okay, ordo ab chaos, man. That's literally on the $. How are they going to bring about their new world order? It's going to come about through chaos. They have to bring chaos. That's why Klaus Schwab said we have to prepare for an angrier world. That's all biblical prophecy. Okay, let's continue back in Luke 21:26. It says, "For the powers of heaven shall be shaken." All right, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Okay, so we have a very short time here in this kingdom, man. Everything that's happening is signaling the end of this age and the beginning of our kingdom. Okay, so let's keep reading about what these devils have in store, all right, for the world before they get taken out. Okay, it says in 2017 at Harvard's John F. Kennedy School of Government, Schwab blatantly admitted what is continually dismissed as a conspiracy theory by mass media. It says the World Economic Forum is, quote, penetrating governments around the world. See? Schwab said, I have to say, when I mention now names like Mrs. Angela Merkel and even Vladimir Putin, right? So America is teaching us or telling us that there's a war in Ukraine and Putin is against America and so on and so forth. But did you know that Putin goes to the World Economic Forum meetings and so does Biden? But yet they're being pitted against each other. How does that make sense? They work for the same entity. They're being groomed by the same entity. All right, Angela Merkel from the Prime Minister of Germany. All right, she's in league with Theresa May. I believe she might have stepped down, or she's still in power with the UK. I'm not if I'm not mistaken. I think she might have stepped down a couple years ago or last year, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and then there's another one. I believe is it Norway or Switzerland? One of those. All right, but they were groomed together. It was three of them. They were all groomed together, man. All right. It says Vladimir Putin and so on. They all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. But what we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and President of Argentina and so on. We penetrate the cabinets. All right. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of his cabinet, or even more than half of his cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. It's true in Argentina, and it's true in France with the president, a young global leader. And these countries, as you can see, are stirring up controversy and going against their own people. All right. Look at what's going on in Canada. Look what they went through the past 2 years. And look what they're about to go through now. They're saying that they're about to ban all handguns. What do you think that's about? They're about to storm the people. First, you have to starve them out. That's why you have a lot of these food plants. All right. A lot of these plants are getting burnt up. It's all done by design. It's not by coincidence. These people are just too stupid to realize it, but those who are in the know, we understand what time it is, because it's all to fulfill prophecy of what? Famines. Okay? When there's no food, okay, and there's no guns or no ability to defend yourself, you're done, you're finished, you're through. All right? And that's what they're trying to do. Okay? Rhyming accidentally. All right? Continuing, it says, in this outstanding talk, Schwab blatantly stated that Angela Merkel of Germany, Vladimir Putin of Russia, Justin Trudeau of Canada, and Emmanuel Macron of France were groomed by the World Economic Forum. He even adds that at least half of Canada's cabinet consists of representatives sold to the World Economic Forum's agenda. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is the absolute truth, confirmed by the head of the World Economic Forum himself. All right? Number 9, controlling minds using sound waves. In 2018, one of the topics of discussion at the World Economic Forum was mind control using sound waves. You hear that? I did not alter. Oh no, I'm not gonna read all that. All right, the article you could click on it, but I'm not gonna read. I'll probably put this in the description after this. Okay, and it says here, mind control using sound waves. We ask a scientist how it works. In the article, the technology is touted as a possible treatment for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. However, the article also states that it can cure you, it can get you addicted, and can kill you. The most important part is the kill you part. When the moment you see that, you be like, I don't want to be a part of this shit. Forget about the cure. If this shit could kill me, I don't want the cure. All right, it says it can also be used to completely control a person's mind remotely. The article states, I can see the day coming where a scientist will be able to control what a person sees in their mind's eye by sending the right waves to the right place in their brain. And that's why you have Elon Musk, all right, pushing for this Neuralink, all right, ability to put brain chips in people's heads. Okay, and that will be a fulfillment of Revelation 13th chapter, where it talks about the MOTB, all right, either in your right hand or in your forehead. Okay, because the brain chip will be scanned through your forehead, not through the back of your head or the side of your head or underneath your chin or on top of your head. Okay, it's going to be scanned through your forehead. All right, it says, my guess is that most objections will be similar to those we hear today about subliminal messages in advertisements, only much more vehement. This technology is not without its risk of misuse. It could be a revolutionary healthcare technology for the sick, or a perfect controlling tool with which the ruthless control the weak. This time, though, the control would be literal. That's right. Okay, and that's why this guy, this Amalekite nigga, Sodomite Harari or whatever his name is, he said that. All right, he said that they're gonna eventually put these implants in people, and they're gonna be able to control you. Okay. Number 8, it says pills that contain microchips. Okay, once again, this title sounds like a far-fetched conspiracy theory cleverly worded for sensationalism. It is not. Here's a video from World Economic Forum 2018, and there's a video here which I'm not gonna play. Okay, but the CEO of Pfizer, all right, Albert Bourla, is what he said. Quote, FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. It is basically a biological chip that is in the tablet, and once you take the tablet and it dissolves into your stomach, it sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, the compliance. The insurance companies would know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field. I'm not going to read too much into that. Next thing, praising massive lockdowns. We're not going to get too much into that based on YouTube and what they say about going against, these C-19 guidelines, and going against the lockdowns is a form of going against the recommendations of the CDC, Let me skim through this and see, maybe I could touch on a few of these things here. Number 5, pushing for a great reset. We already know what that is about. Let's see here. for recalibrating freedom of speech. And this will be the ushering in of the famine of the word. Okay. It says an easy way to identify world leaders who are groomed by the World Economic Forum is through their incessant railing against freedom of free speech. They absolutely hate it, and they're constantly calling for the internet to be censored and highly regulated. That's why they tie in all these so-called mass shootings, and they say, oh, his ability to go on social media and stream it, and listen to what he was saying, this hate speech and all this, these social media platforms have to do something about this. That's their way of coming after your ability to speak. So you got two of the first two amendments, all right, of the so-called American Constitution being attacked: freedom of speech and your freedom to own guns. Okay, it says they absolutely hate. Okay, I read that. At the 2022 Davos meeting, Australian e-safety commissioner Julie Inman Grant stated that we need a recalibration of free speech. It's not going to be free if you recalibrate it. Then it's going to be permitted. You understand? It's going to be permitted speech. That means you can say certain things and cannot say certain things. All right. If not, you're going to face certain consequences. Okay. It says tracking your clothes. Number 3, the World Economic Forum wants to control your clothes, and they've made a video about it. Oh, it says using the environment as an excuse, as usual, climate change, helping and doing it for others. The World Economic Forum announced the coming of clothing laced with digital passports that can be traced at all times. Backed by Microsoft, of course, these garments will apparently flood the markets by 2025. Well, got news for you, buddy. You might not get to 2025. Okay. So they're going to put RFID, chips and QR codes everywhere. All right. Including your clothing. All right. It says, according to the World Economic Forum, these chips will allow fashion brands to resell their clothes. I have no idea how that will work. The video makes sure not to mention that this technology will be a great way of tracking those who ditched their smartphones. But ditching your smartphone might become impossible. Okay. Number 2, smartphones will be in your body by 2030. And I did a video on this. The Nokia CEO. Oh, he actually talks about it. Let's read it. It says, at the 2022 Davos meeting, Nokia CEO Pekka Lundmark claimed that by 2030, smartphones will be implanted directly into the body. This would coincide with the coming of 6G technology, which is expected to be launched by the end of the decade. For years, the site has been documenting the elite's incessant push for transhumanism, which is the merging of humans with machines. They are looking to accelerate this transition by making things people cannot live without, such as smartphones, available in transhumanist form. Number 1, you will own nothing and you will be happy. This is probably the most dystopian moment in World Economic Forum history. In 2016, Ida Auken, a member of Parliament in Denmark, said, "Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better." Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. The World Economic Forum loved that quote so much that it tweeted about it. Okay? The World Economic Forum also created a video that everybody absolutely hated, titled 8 Predictions for the World in 2030. Here's a screenshot, and then you have it. That guy who's smiling? He got the bitter smile, and it says, "You own nothing and you'll be happy." These niggas is clowns, man. You see? They're clowns. They try to, hey, let's get that. Isaiah. Okay? Isaiah. This is what happens when you have Edomites ruling. All right? They say stupid whole ass shit, and then they try to convince you that this is good for you. Oh my goodness. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." Okay? So that's what Esau is trying to do, man. They try to they justify let's read. Continue in verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward. People are doing all this wicked stuff because of money, all right, because of statuses, all right, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Okay, so hey, there's going to be a reward for this. All these things that's happening, and those who are part of it, there's going to be a reward for it. Okay, going to these Davos meetings and all that, thinking that you're going to have power over the earth and especially the Israelites, you're sadly mistaken. And this is a message to you, Klaus Schwab. You're sadly mistaken, buddy. All right, you're going to grab you by the back of your neck and you're going to be thrown right into slavery when your house shot gets back. All right. It says, an article on the World Economic Forum's website explains, I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes, writes Danish MP Ida Oken. Shopping is a distant memory in the city of 2030, whose inhabitants have cracked clean energy and borrow what they need on demand. It sounds utopian until she mentions that her every move is tracked, and outside the city live swaths of discontents, the ultimate vision of a society split in two. All right. In this dystopian future, there are no products you can own, only services that are rented and delivered using drones. This system would make all humans completely dependent on World Economic Forum controlled corporations for every single basic need. So they want to be God on earth. Okay, there would be absolutely no autonomy, no freedom, and no privacy, and you'll be happy. And for them to be able to achieve that, they have to put that implantable, underneath your skin. Okay, that's the only way they're going to be able to understand what you're doing, how you're doing it, where you are, who you are, and so on and so forth, man. Okay, and these are all things. This is biblical. This is all biblical, man. All right, and what did the Lord say about these things, man? Okay, what did the Lord say about these things? Let's get that real quick. All right, let's get that real quick. This is the coming worldwide reign of terror, man. Okay, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. All right, because of what's coming upon the face of the earth right now, if the Lord was not to hasten the days, let's finish. It says, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So if he didn't shorten the days for the elect's sake, no flesh will be saved. Okay, that red horse, the pale horse, the black horse, they're going to take over. They're going to destroy the whole entire earth. The people, the animals, the plants, the trees, everything. Because they have to do that in order to create their new world order. Okay, so how do we know they're not going to get their new world order? Because they're going to have to destroy the whole entire earth. Okay, and the Lord said in the fullness of their sufficiency, when they're eating, in the midst of them eating and doing all these different things, that's when the Lord is going to come down and instill that order. Okay, the ultimate Deus ex machina, man. Okay, the ultimate Deus ex machina. All right, let's read the same account. Okay, in the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 20 says, and except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. Okay, nobody will be alive. But for the elect's sake, all right, and that starts with the Israelites, the elect's sake, all right, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days. Okay, so it's through the elect that there will be salvation. It's because of the elect. That's why Yahushua is coming down to save. Save who? The elect. Okay? Everybody else is going to be perished. Everybody is going to die. Period. All right? And this is all leading, all right, to the 13th chapter. Okay? To the 13th chapter, ultimately, MCHIPing, okay? Vast population of the earth. Okay? And the rest, they're just going to kill everybody off, man. All right? They're going to kill everybody off. That's how the World Economic Forum is about to roll. Okay? So all this gun violence and all this stuff is opening up a door and a window for them to bring about these draconian measures, okay, to justify whatever it is that they're about to do, okay? whatever it is that they're about to do, man. All right. So I'm going to leave it off there, Lord willing, United. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. This has been the coming worldwide reign of terror. All right. Lord willing, you edified. And until next time, Shalom.